President Trump, meantime, is keeping up his fight to challenge election results, despite both Wisconsin and Arizona officially declaring President-elect Joe Biden as the winner. Both states, which President Trump won in 2016, certified Biden's victory yesterday, the last of the remaining contested battleground states to do so. The move delivers yet another blow to the president and his campaign team's efforts to overturn the 2020 election. It also comes as a highly controversial member of the White House's coronavirus advising team, Dr. Scott Atlas, resigned from his post yesterday. So for the latest developments from the White House, we turn to Paula Reid. So, Paula, what do we know about Dr. Atlas's resignation? What did he say in his resignation letter? As I understand it, the position was a temporary one anyway and was coming to an end, but he sort of wrapped it up a little earlier.
Well, Anne-Marie, the White House has confirmed, as has Dr. Atlas, that he has departed his post. But strangely, the White House would not confirm the reason. There are reports out there that he was coming to the end of his appointment this week, and that's why he had to formally resign. But it is unusual that the White House wouldn't just come out and say that. But in his resignation letter, I have it here, Dr. Atlas talks about his work, his beliefs, what he believes they have accomplished. You have to remember, Dr. Atlas is pretty controversial. He's a radiologist with no training in infectious diseases. He would often affirm many of the president's theories or various approaches to coronavirus, even when they were completely at odds with the other highly respected infectious disease experts on the task force. Now, he would, behind closed doors, often clash with other doctors, Dr. Fauci, Dr. Birx, about how they should respond to this surge in cases. But I'm told, in speaking with my sources who were in a lot of these meetings, I'm told that recently he was just silent on a lot of these calls, which raised the question, well, why is he there? A lot of people had really come to view him as a spy for the president on the coronavirus task force. But in his resignation letter, the doctor insists that he advocated for the dangers, for example, of prolonged lockdowns. He is someone who believes that lockdowns are not effective, and he says that he insists that his work was focused on helping the working class and the poor. But we had many sightings of Dr. Atlas here in the White House North Lawn. We had hoped to ask him some questions, particularly about attacks he made on state governors, and he did not answer those questions.
Paul, as you know, President Trump is planning to visit Georgia Saturday to campaign alongside Senators David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler, both who are facing strong Democratic challengers in the runoff on January 5th. But the president's repeated claims that the Georgia vote was rigged is worrying some Republican leaders. What are you hearing about that concern?
Oh, rightfully so. This race is so critical. This runoff will decide control of the U.S. Senate. And here you have President Trump attacking the voting system in the state of Georgia, attacking the Republican officials who oversee it, while at the same time telling his supporters that they really need to turn out for this runoff in January. These mixed messages are worrying some key GOP donors who are concerned that this may damage turnout and potentially cost them a seat or even two in the state of Georgia. But the president is heading down there on Saturday to rally. He's going to hold an outdoor event, he says, to rally his supporters and get them to turn out during this runoff. But again, at the same time, in the same breath, he continues to allege widespread voter fraud, undermining the trust, even the trust of Republicans in this system.
So we mentioned that Arizona and Wisconsin both certified President-elect Joe Biden's victory yesterday. The president, who called in to a hearing with Republican lawmakers on alleged voter fraud in Arizona, accused the governor, Doug Ducey, of rushing the certification process. What does the governor say?
That's right. Well, the governor, Ducey, he first recognized Biden as the winner last week, and yesterday he certified those results with cameras there, and he said, look, I believe that we did this well. Our election is strong. Our election systems are valid, which completely contradicts President Trump's message trying to attack and undermine the outcome of this election. Now, the Trump campaign really had a lot of hope for Arizona. In the days following Election Day, the campaign was telling reporters that they were completely confident that they were going to win Arizona, and that was going to be part of their path, along with Pennsylvania, and they were expected to win Georgia, to 270 electoral votes. Now, you see that Biden has won by a little over 10,000 votes. That's a real blow for the Trump campaign. But historically, they've been overly optimistic about their chances and how strong they were in that state. Now, the certification process also clears the way for the newest Democratic senator. Mark Kelly will take office. He will be unseating the outgoing Republican Senator Martha McSally. So it's a real blow, not just for the president, but also for the Republican Party, what happened in Arizona.
And let me ask you finally, Paula, about the White House holiday event schedule that officially kicks off with a reception today, despite the surge in coronavirus cases nationwide. Do we expect to see any measures in place, any social distancing? Do the invitations indicate that attendees to these functions should be wearing masks?
Well, the White House has handed out some guidelines because, of course, there is sort of outrage about how can the White House be hosting holiday parties, large gatherings, particularly as we're seeing this spike in cases across the country. And we've seen several outbreaks here at the White House. So the White House insists that guests will be provided with masks. They'll be available and they will be required. Social distancing will also be encouraged. As you can see, this is pretty festive in there, but also very crowded when you have a lot of people and all of those trees clogging up the halls. They say that all the food that's available will be behind plexiglass, and beverages that are passed around will be covered. But of course, they're really not addressing directly the threat that this poses to the staffers here, the folks who work here at the White House. They will now be exposed while they may be wearing masks, gloves. It appears that this would likely put them at a significant and arguably very unnecessary risk. While there is a lot of official business that has to take place here at the White House, most Americans are foregoing their holiday traditions, their holiday parties. But again, here at the White House, they ask you to do as they say, not as they do.
Excellent point, Paula, as always. Thank you, Paula, for your reporting. We appreciate it.